Y'all, let's get right into the story, no delay. So earlier this week, star boxer Gervonta Davis was arrested at his home in Parkland, Florida. And he was arrested due to his baby mama, Vanessa Poso, calling the police on him to say that her baby daddy, Gervonta Davis, world-class boxer, assaulted her with a closed fist, punched her. Now, let's be for real, right? Gervonta Davis is a trained fighter. He is so trained. He is at the top of the list in the world. He beats other trained fighters for a living. So, could you imagine if he had actually punched her closed fist? What the result would have been? Anyways, Shorty had no marks on her, no nothing. But Gervonta had a whole lot of proof of what she was doing behind the scenes. And I saw the video on Instagram and other social media platforms, and it made me upset. It made me upset because of what I saw in the video, but I'll talk about that in a minute. So Gervonta Davis ended up posting bond after being arrested, and also took to Instagram to say that his baby mama put their daughter's poop, her doo-doo, on his toothbrush straight from the baby's Pampers, man. And he had a picture of his toothbrush. He had like 2 or 3 toothbrushes, right? And there it was. The toothbrush looked like Nutella, like peanut butter, like whatever, but it was baby's poop straight from the baby's diapers, right? Not only that, she had spat in his face, and he was able to capture that on video as well, with the spit dripping down his face. The 911 call was placed by Poso, the baby mom's, also claims that Gervonta had the intention of killing her. Davis defended himself on social media, and he maintained that he didn't harm her or do their daughter anything. You know, when couples are arguing, it's a toxic, dirty relationship. You could tell that's what it was, right? And they're shouting expletives at each other. Fuck you too. All this other stuff, right? So Davis defended himself on social media because social media came down on him. You nasty mother effer. Is always a group of women out there on social media who are triggered because they themselves have been through abusive relationships. By and large, a lot of these women, it's been their own choice. They choose these types of guys who abuse them. They choose to be abused. They don't want the nerd. They don't want the 9-to-5 worker, boring guy that comes home every evening. They want the wild dude. They want the street dude. They want the dude that all the other wild and crazy girls want, because he is out there like that. And he is on the move 24/7, and there's no stability with him. They're addicted to that, and they end up getting abused. And then when they see situations like Gervonta Davis' situation with his baby moms, they jump in and they bring their hurt with them, and they misjudge the whole situation. So it kind of looks like the woman is right all the time. But let me say this. All she had to do as a woman was accuse this man of abusing her, and suddenly everything that he has worked hard for, all those hours in the gym, all those fights that he have fought and won, all those championships, all the struggles, all the dieting and the exercising. You know how hard it is to become a professional boxer, let alone to rise to the cream of the crop, the top as a boxer. All that is in jeopardy from one accusation from a woman, right? A woman that is supposed to be close to you, that you share your bed with at nights, that has a baby for you, that you let into your kingdom and you share your life with. This woman lives bills free. She shops luxury. She travels luxury. She drives luxury. She benefits firsthand from all his success. And at the same time, she's the one to issue one accusation and put everything he has worked for in jeopardy, where on the flip side, the man could come with video proof. He had video proof of her pacing around in the house like a crazy person with the baby in one hand, and then video proof of him locking himself in a door that had like a glass to it where you can see through to the other side. And there she was on the other side. She was desperately trying to break the door down, trying to get the lock off the door, throwing stuff at the door as if she wanted to break the glass that was in the door. This is after she had spat in his face. Spat in the man's face. And after she had took his toothbrushes and put it in the baby's diaper and wiped it around all three of his toothbrushes and put doodle on his toothbrushes. That's crazy stuff. And for him to show the video of what she had done and then still have women online say stuff like, so what? She didn't do anything. How we know you didn't just make that up? You see, that's where the issue is. There's always a group of women out here that are ready to excuse the toxic, dirty, nasty behavior. And I left a comment under that situation and I said, this is what a lot of women do nowadays behind the scenes. And then I'm talking about this new generation of women, the ones that don't know how to speak to a man, but expect to be respected by, loved, and taken care of by a man. Don't let that go over your head. Let me say it again. It's this new generation mentality, and there's a large group of young women who follow this trend. They do not know how to speak to a man, but they know how they expect to be respected, loved, and taken care of by a man, right? So they come with all their toxicity. It's nothing about me that's got to change. It's you. You got to change everything about you. And it's always you that's wrong. It's never me. Plus, you got to remember also, they're young, right? And I would put it to brain not being fully developed to deal with what comes with grown people relationships. Anyhow, she does all this. Put the poop on the toothbrush, and women on social media are having a field day. They're cracking all kinds of jokes. And I said, now, if this was the other way around, and a woman was able to show a video with spit dripping down her face from her forehead to her chin, and her toothbrushes covered in the baby's poop, women would be outraged. Everybody would be calling for the end of his career. Nobody should book him to box anymore. All this other stuff. But on the other flip side, because it's coming from the man, it's a big joke and something to laugh about. Men are abused too. And I'll tell you another secret. There are a lot of men out here who would have left that female a long time ago had it not been for the fact that they messed around and had a child together. See, some men are so good at heart when it comes to their children, and these women know this. So when she becomes toxic and he no longer loves her or no longer wants to be with her, it's hard to leave because he doesn't want to leave his child behind. For the most part, he now knows her true character. So he knows that this is an insane acting kind of person, and leaving that child in the company of a person like this, it can be heartbreaking because that poor child can't handle a person like this. I can barely handle a person like this, is what a man would tell himself. But I'm better suited for the job than my baby is. You know your child's going to get abused if you leave your child with this person because they're not level-headed. They're the way they are. They have these outbursts. They get violent. They lie. They are almost what we call narcissistic to a T. They must control every situation. There is no compromise. Their idea of compromise is you listen to everything I say and you do everything I say and everything goes my way. That is compromise for a narcissist. And if it doesn't, then I will do everything I have to do to gain control and power, to include putting your toothbrush in the baby's poop, to include spitting in your face, to include trying to fight you and scratch your face up with my fingernails, even though I know that you're a world-class boxer and one punch from you could probably kill me. I'm still going to fight you anyways. I dare you to hit me, because if you do, then I have proof to end everything that you've worked hard for. And once I've destroyed you, then I'll go on about my business and I'll find a new man and I'll start my life over again, showing off on you. Because what? I stopped your bag. You can't get no more money like you used to. I was going to leave anyways, but I know that I was going to leave behind a luxury lifestyle because you make millions and I see how you live. I've lived with you. So I don't want another woman having all this. So I'm going to destroy it before I go. It's either that or you do and say everything I want you to do and say. That's their idea of compromise. I want you to think about that. That's crazy as shit, but that's how a narcissist functions. The 911 call that was placed by the baby mom also claimed that Gervonta Davis intended to kill her. He's gonna kill me. These past days have been hurtful and extremely exhausting for all parties involved. That was the saying. I pride myself on being extremely private. This is his statement to the public. I pride myself on being extremely private. This situation was the last thing I wanted to be made public. The state of our relationship has been in a fragile space, and Gervonta and I were both at fault for the argument. Now, this is her statement after her 911 call. I pride myself on being extremely private. This situation was the last thing I wanted to be made public. The state of our relationship has been in a fragile space, and Gervonta and I were both at fault for the argument. See, she won't even admit if she was wrong. It's Gervonta and I. We need to share this blame, Gervonta, because I'm not the problem. If ever I am the problem, we have to say we both are the problem. Another sign of a narcissist. Today, we have sought the help necessary to move forward with our lives. I'm confident that we will succeed within our co-parenting dynamic with the counseling provided to us. As of now, Gervonta Davis' upcoming boxing match versus Hector Garcia on January 7th in Washington, D.C. is still on. So now this man has to keep focused. He has to stay focused and go out there and win this championship fight, because this is his living, his life on the line, all while battling a combative spouse at home. This comes after questions of the possibility of a cancellation. Davis will also fight Ryan Garcia in May. So he has two huge fights that are lined up. And these two huge fights that he has lined up is big money in the bank. And this one spat with his spouse could have derailed all of this. Here's her full statement. She said, These past days have been hurtful and extremely exhausting for all parties involved. I pride myself on being extremely private. This situation was the last thing I wanted to be made public. The state of our relationship has been in a fragile space, and Gervonta and I were both at fault for the argument. Now, while emotions were running high and I made an unnecessary call to law enforcement in an intense moment while I was frantic, Gervonta did not harm me or our daughter. Today, we have sought, you see that part right there, how she snuck it in the middle? She says, I made an unnecessary call to law enforcement in an intense moment while I was frantic, and Gervonta did not harm me or our daughter. Now, today we have sought the help necessary to move forward with our lives, and I'm confident that we will succeed within our co-parenting dynamic with the counseling provided to us. Listen, here's my advice to Gervonta Davis. Take your time, right? And remove your hand from the mouth of this crocodile. Take your time. You see, when your hand is in the mouth of the crocodile, you can't just pull it. You might snap it off. Take your time and remove your hand from the mouth of this crocodile. I'm saying, she's done this. Now the groundwork is laid. The next time she calls the police, there will be a legion of Me Too and women who will be coming out to support her, even if she is dead wrong and telling lies on you. And she herself will turn around and say, the last time when he did this and I called the police, he sat me down and he told me he'll pay me this much and take me shopping and take me on vacation if I change my story, because I'm destroying his image to the public and they might cancel all his fights, and I didn't want him to lose all the stuff that he worked hard for. So me trying to be a good woman, I actually wrote that statement that says he didn't harm us and it was my mistake, and I made an unnecessary call to the law enforcement in an intense moment. But what really was happening was he was really beating me and I couldn't. That's what she's gonna do. So the groundwork has been laid, Gervonta. The groundwork has been laid to destroy you. You better take yourself away from this now. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one, and I'll catch you on the next video. It's Hot Topics TV. I'm out. Peace.